Okay, so in this video I'm going to make an actual demonstration on how we can implement, how we can apply the standard access list in a particular in a router in a given scenario. So in this case there are two possible scenarios. Number one is we're going to block all traffic from 192.168.10.0/24 to 192.168.3.30.0. So this is the 192.168.10 network to be blocked from getting into the network .30.0. Okay, so again, using standard access list, the standard access list should be placed in a close to destination. So in this scenario, since we are blocking the .10 network, this will be our source. This is the source, and this is our destination. Since we are using standard access list, because in standard access list the access list should be configured closest to the destination. So in this case, this is the destination of the on this scenario. So therefore the router that is closest to the destination is R3. So in order to apply or implement this access list, we need to configure router access list to router 3, because this is the source. .10.0 should be blocked from entering .30 network. Okay, in this particular topology there is no access list configured in all the routers, but all of them are communicating already. So before we apply the access list, first we're going to check if all the end devices are communicating. So for example, I'm going to, from source, from this PC going to this PC. So if you notice it's successful, that means the packet is being delivered from this computer to this computer. In a reverse direction, let's verify. Yes, can also verify that this one and this one, they are communicating. This one and this one, they are communicating as well. So that means this topology is completely established or communicating to each other, even the routers. So I have configured the dynamic routing protocol in each routers using OSPF. So it's already the network is already converged. So we can now apply, we can now configure an access list based on this scenario. The first scenario is to block this one from entering 192.168.30. So as a rule for standard access list, we're going to place the access list near to the destination. So since this is the destination, again we're going to configure R3. Okay, now another question is, since that 30 is connected to the interface G0/0/0, this is where we configure the access list. There are two possible interface that we can configure the access list. One is from serial 0/0/1/1/0/1/1 inbound, and we can also configure the access list to G0/0/0. Now the question is, which two interfaces is the most appropriate interface that we're going to apply the access list? The answer is G0/0/0. This is the appropriate interface where we can configure the access list, because if you're going to configure the access list in S0/1/1 from coming in to this router inbound, all other sources will also be blocked or ignored. So therefore it should be configured in the access list should be configured in G0/0/0 so that all the other sources will not also be blocked. Alright, so let's configure router 3. So again, we're going to configure the access list in G0/0. Now the next question is, are we going to the placement, the direction of the packet, is it inbound or outbound? If it is inbound, the packet should be filtered out of the interface going here. If the interface is in, from network going in to the router. So since the source is in this side, we're going to configure outbound direction. So from this interface going out, so that it will be filtered before it's going out to the 30.0 network. So let's configure. Let me change first to make it a little bit big. Font. So it's already big. Make it 14. Okay, so let us configure the access list. So the host name is already configured. So config, go to global terminal, config T, and then access dash list. And then since this is a standard access list, the number is from 1 to 99. So I'm going to use 10, access list number 10. And then the source IP is 192.168.10. This is the source IP that you're going to filter. And then the wildcard mask is just the reverse of the subnet mask of that network. So this is 0.0.0.255. Okay, so this is the by the way, this is access list 10. Black means we need to deny. This is the condition. We need to deny the source from entering. Okay, so now since in access list there is an implicit deny command which is hidden in each access list, so therefore we need to at least issue one command to permit other sources from entering the network. So we need to configure, we need to add access dash list 10. We need to permit any source, because if you will not add this command, since there is an implicit deny which is hidden in this access list, it will be denied. All the sources will be denied. So that's why we need to enter at least one permit any in the list. Oh, sorry, it's a wrong. Okay, so after that, we need to apply the access list to a particular interface. So we need to apply it interface G0/0/0, then IP access group, group 10. I use the access number 10, and this is an outbound direction. Right, so that's it. That's the access list for this kind of scenario. So let us check. Show run. So the access list now is entered a outbound direction from G0/0 interface, and the access list is here. Access list 10, deny 192 from any source. From entering that 30 network, and then permit any. Right, so let us test. So the scenario is to block all traffic from 192. So that means this this PC should not be able to enter that 30 because it's already here a packet. It's already configured an access list. So let us try. Let us delete first the. Okay, so it's failed. That means the access list that is configured in this router is successful, because we cannot, this computer cannot enter now the .30 network, and the rest should be this network. Since this is not part of the deny, should be able to reach this destination. So, and also this one, okay, so only this one, only this network is being blocked from entering into this network. Okay, so the second scenario is we need to block all traffic from 31.0. So all the traffic from here should be denied to enter to 11 network here. So right now, if we're going to ping from here, let us delete first. If we're going to reach this network, they are communicating from here to here. Okay, now I want to apply this scenario. We need to block this one. We need to block this network from entering .11. So that means this will be the source and this is the destination. And again, if you're applying a standard access list, you need to configure, you need to place the standard access list to closest to destination. This time this is the destination, so we're going to block this one, this network, from entering this network. So destination, in this scenario, we need to configure R1 because this is the destination. and this is the source. As a rule, standard access list should be configured closest to the destination. So we're going to configure this one. Enable config t. So again, access dash list. So I'm going to use 20 as a number. We need to deny the 192.168.31. We need to deny this one. That's 0. Since this is network, so the subnet mask for this is just the reverse of the subnet mask. That's 0.0.255. Enter. And then again, since there is a implied hidden command, we need to add access dash list 20 permit any source. Okay, and then we need to apply, since this is the destination, we need to apply, there are two possible again. We can apply the access list here in this interface and this one. If you're going to configure here in S0/1/0, all other traffic will also be denied. So therefore, the most appropriate interface will be the G0/0/1. So we need to configure, we need to apply the access list here, and then the correct direction is outbound. Okay, out from the interface. So therefore, we need to interface G0/0/1, enter, IP access dash group 20. This is also out from the R1, enter. Okay, so end, show run. Let us check. So access group, this is R1 20, and this access list deny 131. Okay, so we are expecting that this one can no longer enter into this network. So let us try from here. Since R1 is already configured the access list, it's failed already. Okay, so we are now successfully configured a simple blocking or denying of a network to a particular network. Okay, so this is just a simple example. So we're going to, I will make a video also to make a demonstration on the standard extended access list. Okay, so I hope you understand the simple command that we're going to use in configuring standard access lists. It's just a simple syntax, and we are just filtering the source. In standard access list, we are dealing with source, the source only. Okay, so see you in the next video.